Welcome back, and we're going to talk about Andrew's favorite thing, the Toronto Blue Jays. Hey, you talk about it so much. Well, you know,
pitching, not hitting, that's the answer to every question.
Brawls, where else could we go with that, eh? Well, the season's pretty much done. It ends this coming weekend. Boston Red Sox have pretty much wrapped up the AL East. There's only one game. But if Toronto can do the impossible and win that AL East, which they probably won't be able to, they're looking at a wild card. Where do you see them doing in that one game wild card, and do you see them making another long run in the playoffs this season?
Well, they're what, 6 back now, I think?
Yeah.
So there's not a chance they're winning the AL East. No. That'd be an awesome bet to put, though, if you win that. But no, they're not winning that. The Wild, and it's hard for the Jays because the Jays are that team where you don't know. They're either going to pitching could be off, batting could be off. If any one thing's off, Blue Jays lose. So that's the worst place to be in heading into the wild card, and because you have everything go right and there's no problem. It'll just be like whatever, cakewalk game, move into the playoffs. But then everything could go wrong really quickly.
Oh yeah, the wild card in their one and done style. It's definitely. I don't think it's advantageous for the Jays, but at the same time, I don't think there's any other team that, if they did win the wild card, would have that strong of a run afterwards. Because the way the Jays are set up with their pitching and everything, they can afford to burn that one pitcher with a wild card game.
And you gotta think their division is so hard that, like, even though they're gonna be the 4th seed if they do make it in the playoffs, it's not like it's a 4th seed. There's like a good asterisk side because you have a really good Boston team in front of you. You have a division that's entirely tough to play against more games than not. So I don't know if I'd put them in the World Series. I don't think they're there yet. But at least though that first round, whoever, if they got by the wild card, I think that would be, they could probably make it by that and get back in the ALCS.
It'll all come down to these last 6 games for the Jays. I mean, that we're talking about them making the wild card and making the playoffs, but I mean, they got a series against Baltimore, and I forget who they have after that. But I mean, it's not going to be an easy 6 games. It's not like they're just walking in with the wild card.
And if they can come out probably better though, then they have
yeah,
that momentum we talk about in sports. That's what this next 6 games is going to be.
Yeah, oh yeah, it'll be huge. I mean, their loss against the Yankees last night, brawls aside, they had a fighting chance in the 9th. Like Grilly gave it up, but I mean, the way the Jays are playing right now, even bottom of the 9th, you can't say, oh, we got this game wrapped up against the Jays. And I think that's the same way that it'll be in the wild card too.
Quick hit about that wild card game. If they do get there, who do you pitch? Who do you start? Who do you start in that game?
You got to go with your top pitcher.
I'd go with Sanchez myself. But, I mean, it all depends on where they're at in the rotation when that comes around too. Because, I mean, that's one of the strengths of the Jays is their starting pitching for sure. I mean, they went and got a 6th starter, and you can look at Happ, Stroman, Sanchez, Estrada. I mean, you're not really losing anything with any of those guys the way they've been pitching lately.
Awesome. We'll move on now. Rory McIlroy won the FedEx Cup. He was down 3 shots with the last 3 holes and then sunk a 15-foot birdie putt to win on the 4th extra hole. Where does that comeback range if you look at the storylines in golf? They were back at the Olympics. Danny Willett winning the Masters. Dustin Johnson winning his first major at the U.S. Open. And then Jordan Spieth's collapse. Where do you see McIlroy?
I don't know.
I mean, to make that putt is definitely huge. Like the pressure on it. He sunk the putt. That's $1.5 million purse just for the tournament, and then a $10 million bonus because that was his FedEx Cup win. Like $11.5 million on one putt. It's definitely huge for. And then, like you said, the comeback just to get to that playoff, and they had what 3-4 playoff holes, like you said. Like that's massive.
I can't even make an 11-foot putt normally without that much pressure on. It ranks up there. I think it's better than Dustin. It's better than but it ranks close with Spieth's collapse. That's something of legend to talk about that kind of collapse.
Oh yeah.
Like that's a me collapse on like a normal hole, let alone a professional golfer doing that over and over. But you gotta give it to him for like, and it wasn't even the 15-foot putt. He hit what is 67 yard eagle. Like,
eagle, yeah.
That's how you start off a comeback. Like if you're gonna start it in fashion.
And you look at what he said about golf at the Olympics and all that stuff. Do you think maybe him winning this kind of will make people not be as mad at Rory McIlroy for those comments?
I don't think anyone's going to really, they don't think about it anymore. It's kind of like, okay, it was the Olympics, it's over and done, and he kind of apologized for it. So, but now it's going to come back later. Well, the number 1 guy that year didn't want to be in the Olympics and then went on to be the number 1 player. Do I want to play in the Olympics next time it comes around? Maybe it's going to...
I don't think it'll really be that big of an issue. Like, yeah, he made his comments about the Olympics, and it's kind of overdone, forgotten with. And I think the big thing will be for him to, when the Ryder Cup starts this next week, how he plays in the Ryder Cup, I think will have a bigger impact than a one-off comment about the Olympics.
Yeah. Somber note now, it's been a tough few months, year in sports. You look at Muhammad Ali passing away, the king in golf, Arnold Palmer. You also had Jose Fernandez just past weekend, Mylon Hicks. These players, what do you see the type of legacies that they're going to leave and that they've already left? Even Gordie Howe, Mr. Hockey, like it almost seems like the big names that you hear in sports have all passed on.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think every sport has had that one key guy or one or two really notable players that have passed away this year. And I mean, in one aspect, you're looking at a lot of the names that you're bringing up are guys that, you know, they've definitely had a great career and they're definitely in their twilight years. But I mean, talking about death in sports, you got to look at the Miami Marlins pitcher that just passed away here a couple days ago. Like, there's been a lot of death in sports lately.
Well, Sunday was just
Yeah.
one day, like one thing after another, and
Yeah.
you couldn't even believe it at some point. But then, you know, you look at pauses in sports and the great things that come out of it, and you just got to look back at the Marlins game and to walk off home run,
Yeah.
or lead off home run, and to do that, and it just to ever paint a better picture in sports, I don't think you can. Like that right there sums up everything. Like anything you'd ever want in a storyline or anything is right in that moment. So. But we've lost a lot of what you'd call legends of sports in the last year, and it's been a very tough year. But you know, they've done so much great things for the sports, and you can look back and say, you know, and we look at their achievements and we can be happy about their achievements. So that's the great thing to look back on.
And not only the players that have passed on, their actual families, but you look at the clubs that they've been on. You guys have both been a part of teams. You're still a part of a team. Talk about that actual family feeling that everybody will feel.
I think it'll be harder probably on his team, on their teammates. Like you're looking at Gordie Howe, and I mean, even with my rugby background, I'm looking at like John Cannon, a Rugby Canada player. I mean, it's huge on teams for sure.
And it just, like I said, trying to play through that, or that in itself is something most people don't have to deal with. Like, and now these guys have to go out in the spotlight and play like that, and then play at a level that we're not even used to seeing. So it just kind of shows the act of being a professional athlete, what it takes to actually be at that level and to deal with what else is going on in life.
We're going to move on now. Everybody's favorite game show up next, Over Under. Josh looks to take the crown from Andrew. We'll be back after the break.